Hi there, I care and you matter. I'm Shannon and welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. Today, I guess I could loosely call this a Writer Wednesday video, but it's really for all creatives. A while ago in the past, I've done some videos sharing some books that I've read by Kleon, and I love his books. Specifically, there's 3 of his. I don't know if he's written more, but the first one is Steal Like an Artist. The second one is Keep Going. No, the second one is Show Your Work, which is over on my nightstand. This one I've read several times. Right now I'm reading Show Your Work for the second time. And the third one, which I'm asking my husband for Christmas, is called Keep Going. And so I'm going to leave links to all the books that I talk about in the description box below in case you want to check them out. And these books, truthfully, go on sale all the time on Amazon. So if one of these, piques your interest, I encourage you to use one of those links below. But I love Kleon's books because they read like a conversation. It feels like he's talking to me, and it's very real, sometimes very raw, which to me is great. But they're all about creative work. It can be writers, it can be painters, it can be graphic designers, it could be any kind of creative work. But somebody else that I've been reading lately is Seth Godin, and he is, traditionally speaking, more of a business writer. In fact, I've read several books of his. The one that comes to mind right now is This Is Marketing. That was a great book. Even if you're... I would say it's good for writers because it talks about marketing from a story perspective, right? Marketing that is true and real, not clickbait, but coming from a place of authenticity and transparency. So I really did enjoy that book, but the one that I enjoyed the most is called The Dip. The little book that teaches you when to quit and when to stick. And the reason this really, again, this is by Seth Godin, links below. The reason this book really resonated with me as of right now is because I am an aspiring fiction author. For the past 18 years, I have been a nonfiction writer. When I had to leave my position as a administrator at a public school, long story, I'll spare you the details. I had to find a way to make money from home. And I had a teaching degree, right? I have a double bachelor's in early childhood education and elementary education, as well as additional coursework and teaching mathematics and visual arts and yada, yada, yada. But I had to find a way to make money from home. And I thought, well, you know what? I got grammar down, no problem, because I teach grammar to kids. And so I decided to dip my toe into writing. Long story short, my very first book is also traditionally published, The Complete Idiot's Guide to Stretching Your Dollar. Don't buy it. What started out as my book, I was actually approached by a literary agent because of a blog that I was running in the early 2000s. Yeah, I got an advance. Yeah, I was traditionally published by Penguin, but as I've shared on this channel before, in the end, that was not my book, and I ended up just writing what they told me to write. And so that experience was not great, and I like to have my fingerprints on all aspects of the creative process. And so then I switched to indie publishing, and I've published several books, again, all nonfiction, self-help. But also my day job now has shifted to writing curriculum. So I work part-time as a curriculum writer, and I've done that for the last 16 going on 17 years. But I've been wanting to try my hand at fiction, partially because I need an escape, right? The world is not great at the moment. And personally, my eldest son, my only biological child, has moved out and flown the nest, which is great, but it leaves me feeling like, okay, what's my next chapter, right? And so I'm like, okay, there's no time like the present to write fiction. And truth be told, last year I wrote and published a book for middle grade fiction, Meg and the Tiny Token. It was going to be a whole series, Tether and Token, but I've since decided, no, I want to try my hand at adult fiction because I keep picking up adult fiction books to read, and they are not the kind of books I want to read. And so I'm like, well, darn it, I'll write my own. But that has been there's been a huge learning curve. And whenever there's a learning curve and we're trying something new, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel easy right off the bat. And so I thought, okay, is it time to quit or is it time to stick, right? And so I started to read this book, which is exactly about that. And I loved it because I don't want to spoil the whole book. It's a really quick read, honestly. How many pages is it? It is 80. No, that's the appendix. Hold on. You're not going to believe this. It's a 76-page book. But you know what? That's what I love about Seth Godin. I'm going to be honest. He doesn't waste your time, right? He gives you the good stuff and doesn't beat a dead horse for, 220 pages just to make his book needlessly longer. No, screw that. So, yeah, it's about an 80-page book. It is worth every sentence, every paragraph, every page. There is gold everywhere. Essentially, he talks about the dip being the place that gatekeeps people. It's the people who keep going past the dip and recognize it as a normal stage in the process, but still persevere through that dip. Those are the people that actually attain their goals and get to the other side. That dip is like a drop-off point to catch all the people who don't have the skills, the drive, the desire, the passion to keep going when it gets hard. And so I found this incredibly encouraging at the point that I am right now. So, yeah, anyway, let me read the back to you. What is the dip? It's the 5th job interview where they never even call you back. It's the garage band playing to an empty club in the middle of nowhere. It's the 7th time you fall on your butt while learning to snowboard. It's the middle of a marathon when the excitement of the starting gun is a dim memory and the joy of the finish line is a distant dream. It's any rough patch you have to get through before achieving your big goal. If, in fact, you're chasing the right goal. What else? Oh, yeah. It's also the key to your career, your company's future, and maybe your ultimate happiness. Now, you can hear the tones, the bent there towards business. Again, Seth Godin is a business writer. However, this is absolutely 100% applicable to creatives, right? Where Austin Kleon is more about the creative process and your passions. No, he is business-minded too. Seth Godin comes much more from a business perspective. Don't be fooled. I wouldn't say all his books are necessarily applicable to creatives or writers, but this one I'm really enjoying. So the other day, I was laying in bed and I got a text message from a friend. Thank you, Sherry, for the the inspiration for this and the suggestion. And she said, "Oh my goodness, Shannon, I'm reading a book. This really applies for us, as we pursue our dreams and reach towards, I guess you'd say, non-traditional goals." And it's a book by Seth Godin, again, called The Practice, Shipping Creative Work. Not gonna lie. When I saw that title, I thought, is that about drop shipping? Yeah, but I got on, it's a New York Times bestseller. It's not a new book. I'm not sure when it was put out, but it's not new. But it's the first time I've heard about it. Let's see. But yeah, my friend Sherry, 2020. Okay, so the book's 5 going on 6 years old. My friend Sherry said, you got to read this book. It's great. It's really, filling my heart and getting me passionate again. So I thought, okay, I got online. My birthday's, in 2 weeks? Yeah. My birthday's coming up early December. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to buy myself a brand new book. And so I did. And so I haven't started this yet, but I wanted to read to you the description because I'm really encouraged by it. I'm hoping it's as good as the dip has been. Do you trust yourself enough to ship creative work? Now, you could change that to complete or do. Do you trust yourself enough to do creative work? And that's where I'm right now, working on my first fiction novel. So think of it that way. Again, there's going to be a business bent to this. Just keep that in mind. Learning to trust yourself, your audience, and your work is the core component of the practice. Whether your creative work takes the form of a painting, a song, a company, there is no formula for success. But there is a pattern, a practice all creatives engage in. The best way forward is to recognize it and commit to it. Based on the Breakthrough Akimbo workshops, the practice is a roadmap to the journey taken by every artist, writer, maker, and entrepreneur. A powerful call to action for those who seek to make change. It's a compelling reminder designed to be revisited again and again that just because results are not guaranteed does not mean that our work is not worth doing. If you're ready to make a difference with your ideas and your craft, what are you waiting for? Because we're waiting for you. Oh, goosebumps. So I have not started this yet. I'm going to be honest with you. It is Sunday, November 23rd when I'm filming this. So we are literally days before Thanksgiving. We are on the precipice, if you celebrate these holidays, of three major holidays if you count New Year's Day. But I'm thinking about, okay, I'm hosting Thanksgiving dinner. I'm already crazy busy. My son's coming home from Christmas. Yay! He can't come home for Thanksgiving, but he's going to be here for about a month during Christmas, which I'm really excited about. But I'm going to be busy doing all the things. And on top of that, I'm also continuing to work. But this book is a little gift to me. It's my birthday present to me. Happy birthday, me. Even though I'm not real thrilled about this birthday. It's a milestone. I'm turning 50. I'm just going to put it right out there. Why be, I'm not ashamed about it. But for me right now, I'm going to get into this in another video. So stay tuned for another Talk Tuesday video. But let's just say I'm not where I wanted to be. I had big goals, didn't hit them all. But that'll be a Talk Tuesday. But yeah, this book is a little encouragement to me so that at the end of the day, when I feel like, oh my goodness, yeah, I might have done all the things that were on my list for the family, for work, my, responsibilities. I'm a caregiver to our adult son with special needs. Those things might get ticked off, but maybe there are many days where I don't get to sit down and work on my goals, right? My personal priorities as an aspiring fiction writer. I can sit down and read 10 minutes in this book, and that's something, because I think I've talked a lot about the past about creative nutrition, putting good, inspiring things into our minds to chew on in order to be able to create good creative stuff, right? I think you got to put good in to get good out, right? It's kind of like with health, right? If you eat good food, your body's going to have the energy. Well, if you fill your heart and your ears and your thoughts with good creative nutrition, stuff to chew on, to think about, then that helps you produce better, greater works, right? But I also think that there is a commitment to discipline and a commitment to doing the not so fun stuff, the not so glorious stuff, I guess you'd say. Because I believe that there is creativity is as much an art as it is a discipline or practice. And so while I might not be able to sit down and pound the keys and get words down on not really the paper, but in the computer, not if I don't have time to get the words down on the manuscript, I can at least feed my creative nutrition and my discipline, right? And reminding myself why it's important and how to prioritize it so that I can actually cross the finish line, meet my goals, and just really have that sense of fulfillment. And in a world where things do not always go the way that I want or that we want, and a day-to-day life when crap is constantly hitting the fan, it's nice to know that I don't always have to be a firefighter, putting out all the fires. I can be an architect and I can be a designer, and that requires discipline. And so, yeah, I don't know if I shared this in another video or not, but we recently gave up our cable television and our landline to save money because I live in the United States of America. And I pay for my own health insurance. And for that, our son, who's still a student, he is actually applying to a couple grad schools coming up here. Right now, he's in an internship. But we pay for all of our healthcare premiums. And the government has not, at this point, renewed the tax breaks, the tax credits to help lower the cost of healthcare. And so, yeah, I am staring down a big old monthly healthcare premium costs. And I live with a chronic condition. I have psoriatic arthritis. My husband has diabetes, type 2 diabetes. So we are like trying to pare down. And one of the ways we did that is we cut our cable. We saved $200 a month. Boom, right there. And while at first we thought it was going to be a little pinch, a little pain point, and it is for our adult disabled son, but we're figuring out new ways to deal with that. But the positive thing has been there's more time for us to pour over books and prioritize our creative projects. So yeah, there's that. If you are looking for some great books to read, either now or in the new year, to really just, fill your sails with inspiration, again, I can't recommend anything by Austin Kleon enough. Love his books. But again, Seth Godin. When you read these books, he is going to have a bent, like I said, towards business. But if you're a creative and you're looking to make an income off your work, and treat your creative pursuits as a business, and right now in this day and age of AI, I highly recommend it, because we need more human created stuff out there now more than ever. But reward yourself and honor your work by treating it like a business too. And I recommend giving these 2 books a try. First, The Dip. I'm really excited to read this one. Like I said, I haven't read it yet, but the description, the blurb sounds awesome. So, and my friend Sherry recommends it. So these are 2 books to consider picking up by Seth Godin. So there you have it. If you've watched this video all the way to the end, thank you so much for sticking with me. I'm a bit of a chatter. I like to ramble. But thank you so much. And if you like these kinds of videos, if you have not subscribed already, I invite you to do so and join our community where we talk about life in general, creativity, stationery stuff, and everything in between, including creative writing. Until the next video, I will catch you next time. Have a great week. Bye-bye.